After 6 years of silence, Zayn Malik is back, but not with a track drop, not with a single. He came back with something bigger, a confessional, a raw, emotional and unfiltered interview on Call Her Daddy, where the usually reserved and mysterious Zayn spoke out, for the first time, about his departure from One Direction, the personal demons he's battled, and his role as a father. They just said, "Oh yeah, you can be the mysterious one," he said, with a cold chuckle. "That wasn't necessarily my personality, I'm just chill." For the first time ever, the world didn't see the former boy band heartthrob. They saw Zayn, the man, the artist, the father. Zayn opened up with more honesty than we've ever seen. He explained how he was marketed as mysterious, despite just being quiet and observant. But the silence, that was never apathy, it was restraint. "I didn't want to be on every magazine, I wanted to make music, art, not product." Behind those piercing eyes and subtle smirks was a young man who felt overexposed, misunderstood, and heavily controlled. In his own words, there was no room to experiment creatively. "I was just there to hit my notes." He went on to expose how the group was moulded for mainstream pop, while his heart longed for R&B, UK garage, and soulful melodies that he couldn't share. Fans were shocked, not just by the truth, but by the fact that he finally said it. Let's go back to 2015. Zayn didn't just leave One Direction, he escaped it. "I completely, selfishly, wanted to be the first to go and make my own record," he confessed. But why? Zayn pulled the curtain back on band politics, revealing contract disputes, shady label decisions, and creative tension boiling under the surface. Certain people were doing certain things. People weren't signing contracts. I knew something was happening. He wasn't just chasing freedom, he was claiming back his identity, and he wasn't apologizing for it. "I'm competitive. I'm serious about music. I needed to leave." Today, Zayn is more than just a former boy band star. He's a father. Talking about his daughter Kai, his tone softened. "And everything changed. She brought colour back into my life." Zayn went from not doing interviews at all to this podcast for one reason only. "I want her to look at me and know I'm doing good." He admitted that he's hands-on, emotional, and fiercely protective. He wants to be there for her every single day. "If I could get 60% custody, I would take it in a heartbeat." Fatherhood turned Zayn from quiet into a fighter. In 2021, headlines exploded. Zayn, Yolanda Hadid, an alleged altercation. But in his first public comments, he kept it measured, respectful. "If something happens in the family, I'd rather keep that between the family. You don't need a whole audience of opinions. It's hard enough to manage between two." It was clear he wasn't here to drag anyone, but he was here to say this: he loves his daughter, and he'll do whatever it takes to protect her peace. Zayn's music now, it's his completely. Gone are the generic hooks and bubblegum beats. Now it's R&B, lo-fi, experimental, and 100% Zayn. "Would you listen to One Direction at a party with your girl?" He laughed. "I wouldn't." He's linked up with producers like Malik, diving into sounds that are dark, smooth, and undeniably authentic. "I'm making cool shit." This isn't just a new era. It's the true debut of Zayn Malik. Even the toughest artists battle the darkest thoughts. Zayn struggled with anxiety, especially about public appearances. "I used to get anxious just having a conversation like this, but now he's pushing through for his daughter and for himself. I want to be the example she looks up to." This isn't a comeback, this is a healing. Zayn's relationships have always been tabloid bait, but he's done with the noise. "I've made mistakes, I've been hurt, but I've learned." He's not here for gossip anymore, he's here for peace, growth, intentionality. No more headlines, just healing. So what's next for Zayn Malik? He's in the studio, he's parenting, he's silently building something big. And when he returns with new music, it won't be for the charts, it'll be for the soul. This isn't the Zayn you remember. This is the Zayn you never got to know, and now he's ready to be seen.